Hello, this is Hannah with Hannah Crafted Gifts, and today I wanted to share with you my alternatives for March 2022's Beyond the Horizons Paper Pumpkin Kit. I was reading my box in the corner there. So I just finished my Paper Pumpkin Party that I hosted again this month. I used to do those every month all through 2021, and now I'm just doing them on select months. So certainly watch my channel to know when it's coming. You'll know because I'll be unboxing the kit, but you can also get onto my invite list through Evite by emailing me at hannahcraftedgifts@gmail.com for both my Paper Pumpkin parties and my other events. So I'll share with you what I shared with my party goers today. So first, a couple very slight alternatives to what was instructed in the kit. This is using the kind of hash, we were calling it kind of a herringbone background card base here. And so you can see in my instructions, let me grab them here and fold them right, what this card was intended to look like. Really, I just flipped the orientation of it. Sorry for all the rustling. So it's this card here. So they had it vertical with a few more banners to bring in more of the coordinating colors of the kit. I like to keep things simple, maybe sometimes too simple, but I liked just a simpler color palette, just with the kind of orange yellows of the kit, the green, which is Old Olive, and the blue, which is Misty Moonlight. So again, horizontal card, and just simplifying the color palette. This one maybe simplified the color palette even more, really just highlighting the bumblebee and the Misty Moonlight. And of course you still have some of the green in the background, but this is the one I made during the class. And one of my classmates used the Thinking of You, which I think fits even better on this banner, which I did flip upside down so that I wouldn't have the pale papaya as highlighted on this one. And I feel like this envelope is just perfect. I mean, that's what they intended, and well-intended Stampin' Up! It goes so well with this card base. So that's the first, again, very slight alternative to the instructions in the kit. Then I did, which one to show you next? Let's see, I'll show you this one next. I did this one, quite different from the kit. It does use this two die cuts of mountains and the same banner with the ribbon behind. I really liked having that pale papaya ribbon behind the sentiment. But I used one of the banner punch out negative pieces, flipped it upside down so it was white. And if I didn't have this on a white card base, you'd see even more. It's supposed to be the outline of a window, right? So this is actually the sheet that had the bigger Calypso Coral die cut banners in it. And so I just cut off the bottom part that had the little Calypso Coral and Old Olive banners in it. And then I did cut off the very bottom strip as well to make this middle piece, this cross piece in the window. But yeah, that creates a little window to look out at this beautiful kind of watercolor scene, meadow, lake, mountains, right? Trees in the background. And I did switch up the envelope from the instructions, and I thought this envelope worked even better with this card base. So there's that one. Then the alternative that I taught in my class, so another form of a window card, and this idea came from Rachel Tessman, so thank you, Rachel, to flip the card instead of folding the card base this way, to fold it this way and just cut out, which you could use the stitched rectangles for, or I just used my paper trimmer. You could even use, one person in the class just used their scissors or snips to cut out that rectangle, and then we still used the grass die cut. I did use Old Olive instead of the Misty Moonlight since I was using all this green down here. Used the Old Olive green banner as well just to balance out the greens, and we're in the meadow down here, right? But any of those coordinating colors in the kit for banners or for ink for your sentiment could work well. And then of course you can write your message here on the back. So I love that idea. And this card base I thought went best with this envelope. So that's the one that I flip-flopped envelopes for these two card bases from the instructions. Okay, and then this idea I saw from V Tran. She actually did this with last year's March kit, the Here's to You kit from March 2021. And I think she called it a pop-up shadow box card maybe. But I did pull in the bird stamp from last March's kit, and then these fence dies from the New Horizon dies, which is the suite in the current January to June mini catalog that this kit coordinates with. Which was my favorite suite in the new catalog, so I was really excited about this kit. And when you pull on it, the little birds fly, which I love. I love that interaction, and the class was really wowed by that. So thanks, V, for teaching how to make this card. Again, I just altered it by using this month's kit from this year rather than last year's. And you have this accordion on the side, which helps it to stand up as a, ooh, of course I say that, it doesn't stand up well on a hand, it stands up well on a table. but a great display card. And then of course you can write your message on the back here. I also made some cards using the envelopes, because when we get these beautiful envelopes in these kits, I want to use them to make more cards. And so I made some deconstructed envelope cards. So here's the most simple of them. So this is envelope paper. It's just the reverse side of this. This is that embossed, texture embossed piece from the kit. And then the only thing that wasn't in the kit, this sentiment was in the bonus stamp set, but just this little piece of Whisper White, the card base of Whisper White, and then this Whisper White envelope to go with it, which I still had a little envelope paper left over to add to the flap. So you still get a decorated envelope to go with your card. So that's one. This next one, well, first of all, here's the envelope. So this just uses the inside of the flower stamp and not the outside. So it just gives you this interesting kind of line drawn, a little abstract floral print that I think kind of looks batik, which my mom is from Barbados. Her whole side of the family is from Barbados. And that's a traditional art form there that I've always loved. So it reminded me of that. And I still have the little piece of envelope on the inside there. But here's the card that goes with that one. So again, envelope paper, envelope paper. This is actually the window that I cut out for my card base for the window card. So I saved, oh, and this is a different one. You're like, wait a second, that wasn't the same sentiment we saw. This is another one I made during the class with a different sentiment. But this is that piece from the window. So repurposed it, did stamp the overall flower as well as the lines inside. And I just stamped off so I could get the lighter Misty Moonlight for the whole flower, and then stamped in full ink saturation for the lines. And I added those little faceted gems that we got with this kit inside the flowers and best wishes. So all those stamps are from the bonus stamp set we got this month. So there's that with its envelope. And then last one's probably my favorite. So first of all, here's the envelope. This is just using the leaves from that bonus set. And I stamped 1, 2, 3, 4 times to get this kind of ombre look. And then here's the card. I did the same thing, kind of ombre'd the leaves. Best wishes again, and this time using the other embellishment, the pale papaya ribbon, but envelope paper, and envelope with that same design on the inside there. So those are my 3 deconstructed envelope cards. And then lastly, I don't know if I've shared these cards yet, and I may share them again in their own post, but these are cards using more of that New Horizons suite. So this one says, friendship refreshes the soul. All the sentiments for these cards are from the Beauty of Friendship stamp set in the current and I believe upcoming annual catalog. And on the inside, it's a scene card. So again, using that fence for a little 3D scene going into a meadow there, and you could stamp more sentiments or write a message there or write your message on the back. Here's another one. That one was kind of springtime. This one's kind of winter, or maybe just a different place having spring in Alaska perhaps. You truly inspire me. And again, it's like you're walking into a national park through the fence to this glacial lake. We were remembering during the Paper Pumpkin Party, my mom was there, and we went to Alaska a few years ago and did just that. So it's a nostalgic card for us. And then lastly, and I have to thank my upline Bethany Barnard for teaching me that scene card fold, as well as this fold, which is a pop-up. This was part of a mystery stamping event she did for our team. And as you know, if you've ever done a mystery stamping event, you know all the components to prepare, but you don't know the final project. So I find that can be a real challenge, because without knowing the final project, I don't necessarily know what product is going to work best with that design. So sometimes it works out really well and sometimes it doesn't. And this is one of the times where I felt like it didn't work out quite as well as it could have. I maybe wouldn't have chose this product for that project had I known, but again, it's fun to go into it with that mysterious element. So this one says, thinking of you. And I just love the scenes. I mean, in this kit, in this suite, just beautiful watercolor landscapes. And then on the inside, it's supposed to be these pop-up mechanisms, which are great. But with my mountains and my ice floats, they don't always pop up quite the right way. But it does say hello, hello, hello. And when I showed this to our team, again, my upline Bethany said, oh, it's like an echo through like the mountains on the lake. So maybe it sort of works, but my mountains, my ice floats. So yeah. But that's what I shared with my party today and wanted to share with you. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you did, comment and I'll reply. The most helpful thing you can do is subscribe to my channel for more and share this with others who would enjoy it as well. But as always, thank you for watching and supporting, and happy crafting.